Hi guys, I would like to give you some hints on this problem, the part B. So you are given PDF of f, and then you want to find the PDF of u2, which is 6 minus 8y. So let's first look at the supports. So u is 6 minus 8y in this case. I'll just look at the part B. And my hints for you is to how about you graph the relationship between u and y. So think of y as your x variable and u as your y variable, and graph this guy. This looks like this, right? And this is 6 because that's the y-intercept. And when this is 1, this is going to be negative 2. So you can see this relationship. Okay, you can draw a line. Okay. Now you look at if y is from 0 to 1. So when y is from 0 to 1, do you see your u value is like, look at this little segment there, right? Look at here, it's from negative 2 to 6. If y is less than 0, then your u is actually above 6. If y is greater than 1, then your u is below negative 2. So keep that in mind. Now I'm going to begin to solve the problem. So how do we find the PDF of this U2? We need to find its CDF of U2, right? I will skip the subscripts too here. So in other words, I want to find FU2 of U. That's what I want to find. And this is equal to probability according to the definition is U2 less than or equal to U. And what is your U2? It is 6 minus 8y, so less than or equal to u. This u is a particular value. Now, this is the same probability. So solve for y here. You see that y greater than or equal to 6 minus u over 8. So pause the video and then verify this. This is just simply solving an inequality. And this is equal to 1 minus the probability y less than 6 minus u over 8. It really doesn't matter the equal sign or not equal sign because it's a continuous density function, right? So now I'm ready to begin to discuss. This is my CDF cumulative distribution function for u, and it can be found using this. And this is just a probability involving y. That's why this comes in. Now, when I have to discuss, well, I already give you a heads up. So your u could be like here. Your u could be below negative 2, could be in between negative 2, 6, and could be above 6, depending on where your y is, right? So I'm going to say when this u 6 minus y, 6 minus u divided by 8, where is that from? This guy. If this guy is less than 0, I know it's not in the supports of f. This probability will be 0, right? So if in other words, this time the u is greater than 6, and that's how do I know? Because if your y is less than 0, which is here, right? Your y is here, and the corresponding u is there, which means u is above 6. Then this guy fu 2 of u is 1 minus probability of y less than or equal to, so this guy is less than 0, right? Less than 0, 6 minus u over 8. When this guy is less than 0, I know it's going to be 0. So this is 1. Now I'm going to discuss the easy case first. When 6 minus u over 8 is, say, greater than 1, that means, you know, this is my y, right? This guy is, when this is greater than 1, this 1, that means a false here. So what is probability y less than or equal to a guy greater than 1? It's for sure 100% because the support is to the left. Okay, so therefore this means u is less than negative 2, and you can see that from when yes, exactly. So when y is a number greater than, when this guy is a number greater than over there, the corresponding u should be here, right? Okay. And therefore fu2 of u is going to be 1 minus, and we just discussed this has to be 100%, which is 0. Now the very last piece is when this number 6 minus u over 8 is in between 0 and 1. Okay, when this guy is in between 0 and 1, your u is in between -2 to 6. So in other words, u is in between -2 to 6. And this is where the PDF of y comes in. So 1 minus probability of y less than or equal to 6 minus u over 8, which is equal to, well, if you get lost here, please go back and review why we get to this point. Okay, I'm just using these results. This is 1 minus. Okay, keep in mind, this is a number in between 0 and 1. Therefore, I need to integrate from 0 all the way up to this number. Okay, and then this is the PDF, 1 minus 2 times 2 times 1 minus y dy, and this is equal to 1 minus, okay, let's find the antiderivative, which is 2y minus y squared, and evaluate from 0 to 6 minus u over 8. Now I'm gonna plug in the first one, which is 2 times 6 minus u over 8 minus the 6 minus u over 8 square. If you expand it, this is 1 minus 2 times 6 minus u over 8 plus 6 minus u over 8 square, right? Actually, this is a perfect square. It's just 1 minus 2 times 1 times this guy. So if you did this guy, right? Plus, and this guy square, right? So do you see that it's a perfect square, which is like 1 minus 6 minus u over 8 square. And this gives me 8 on the bottom, 2 plus or minus u. Let me make sure that 2, 8 minus 6 plus u, right? Plus u, and then square. So check for me on that. And then finally, if everything's right, then we have fu equals 0 when I'm looking at the 0 when u is less than -2. And then equals 2 plus u over 8 when u is in between 6 and -2. And then 1 when u is greater than 6. So now f of u, lowercase f, is just the derivative, right? So just find the derivative, which is, oops, I forget the square, I'm sorry, square. So find the derivative of that. Then I'll leave that for you. So that's my hint for this particular problem.